What a Homo sapiens. So, been a minute. I wasn't really sure what to talk about. I want it to be something that tickles my fancy. The worse the Jets do, I feel like the less that they want to look at like film and secondary content, follow-up content, because it just makes them feel like poo-poo anyway. So if I was gonna make a video, I just wanted to be something that I thought would be kind of fun. At first, day one after the game, I noticed Brady Cook, people were blaming the receivers for dropping a ball. And yes, as a receiver, your mentality is I always got to catch a ball if it hits my hands. As a quarterback, you have the other half of that mentality where you want your balls to be as catchable as possible. He was zipping them in there. He was zipping them in there really, really hard. And day one, no one was talking about that yet. And I felt like it was because he wasn't yet on the same page with the receivers. So he was waiting to double confirm. And in order for the ball to get there on time, he had to bullet it in, if that makes sense. As opposed to throwing with anticipation, I know this person on a quick out is going to be at 3 yards at this point. Or I know on a stick route, he's going to be at 7 yards. Oh, wait, no, he's at 9 yards. Fuck, you know. If you don't know exactly where they're going to be, you can't throw with anticipation and throw the ball for them to turn around and have the ball be in the right spot. So he waited to see, okay, he stopped there, and then he just bullets it in there in order to get the ball there before the DB could get there. So I was like, that's a good one because nobody's talking about that. So I get ready, and then the next day, everybody's talked about it. So I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Information is out there. Let me think of something else. I was like, oh, what about just talking about the defense? Our gap integrity was probably as bad as it's been all year. And I thought that was really intriguing, considering the improvements that we've been making week by week. And then all of a sudden, it's like the worst it's ever been. So the use of motions and eye candy to have our defense a little bit looking confused. So I was like, okay, I'll do that the next day. And then the next day, everybody's already talking about it. So I was like, okay, well, now that the information is out there, I don't want to just regurgitate content. I actually want to do something fun and that would add value for people. Because all those things that I mentioned that have been covered, it's been covered really well. Nothing more needed to be added to it unless I just felt like putting something out there just cause. So today I find out that Josh Myers got extended 2 years, 11 mil. I thought that was great. Really happy for him because he chose to come here and compete for a starting job with somebody who was probably favored to win the job. And every time I glanced at him, he's looked great. And every time I honed in on him, mostly in the early part of the season, I thought he looked pretty good. I think stats-wise, he's like average for run blocking and top 10 for pass blocking. And if you're average for something and top 10 at another, that means you're pretty much an above average player, aka your starting level. Fantastic. So he earned it. I assume that he really solidified that extension the last couple games. And I haven't watched him in probably at least a month. So I wanted to look at every Josh Myers play from the Dolphins game. And not all of it's going in a video, but every time I do see something, I'm going to pause and then we'll look at the film. So this is kind of like a film discovery analysis rather than something that I pre-analyzed or something like that. So 2nd and 4 on our side of the field. Motion. So it looks like the Dolphins are feeling like it's going to be a run on this side or something on this side because they keep pointing that way. Last second, motion a guy in. All the linemen look to be coolly stepping to our right. Myers is looking for work, so he's trying to secure the D tackle here. And this kind of looks like a zone or a split zone or something. Let me see the blocks. Because it looks like a zone step right by all the people on the line of scrimmage. Never mind. It looks more like a split zone. Because the end man line of scrimmage was left unblocked for a puller or a motion guy to kind of do a very safe check block. Here's what I like about Josh Myers. So he takes his step, and it's not like a lateral zone step, different type of zone steps, but everybody is trying to get to that side. Josh Myers finds work, and without even looking, like, look at this guy. He's finding work, And then he flips his head, finds a second job, boom, gives him a little check. That guy makes the hit on the running back. So you can see this as a negative, but I see it as something to build on. I see it as a sign of something that can be good, because timing, chemistry with everyone in the box on offense. Like, everybody knows exactly when someone likes to get off and move to the second level, or 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Okay, Brees should be hitting a hole now. I gotta flip my head and find my level 2 block. So it just shows signs of chemistry that can only come with time. Now, granted, this guy still makes the initial hit, but the way that things gelled, I just thought it was cool how he could do this no look second level block, how he could attempt this no look second level block. I thought that was kind of cool. It was almost there. This was an almost there type of thing. Kind of looking at the rest of the blocks. You see on the backside, these two. So our tackle is just checking the guy and trying to work up to level 2. So our tight end really needs to get over there. The D end just splits it immediately. So he's able to get past the block. He gets kind of shoved. Yeah. And the Dolphins just made the play. Well, this was an interception by us. What a sweet delight. So we got 5 linemen, 1 running back. Let's look at the blocking scheme here. Okay, so it's looking like the slide side is here. And then these are the man-on-man sides. Brees confirms there's no extra man coming, so he doesn't need to stay in his backup. He can go out. Pretty sure that's what's about to happen. Okay, so I just like how center and left guard were so on the same page. And as the slide side, you're blocking a zone, you're not blocking a guy, so you have to be able to pass people off if they stunt. And they just did that really, really, really well. Just wanted to point that out. What happened? But oh, yeah. You want to know another thing I was sad from? So for about a week, I noticed that Membo was chopping hands and then surfing guys, and no one had mentioned it yet. And I was like, oh shit, I might be the first one. God damn, I'm about to blow up. And then everyone started talking about it, and it's like, too late. But the main thing is that somebody mentioned it, and that attention is brought to how cool that is, because when you engage, like, you're basically fucking with what a D lineman is taught to do. He has to have hands on you. He has to engage. He has to give you a pop. You have to give the O lineman a pop, hands inside, extend. And in order for that to happen, you're kind of putting a little bit of strength and power into your hands. But anyone who's taken martial arts or judo and using people's momentum against them, like, chopping it is an easy decision to make if you think about it. And like, how are you supposed to counter that? You can't have as strong hands, but then if you can't engage as strongly, then how are you supposed to get that extension? So then what are you going to do? Are you just going to kind of like hang at the line of scrimmage and spy? But then what if they're running at you? Then you're going to get pancaked, and like, it's just something that's really hard to deal with. So I like how Membo isn't just winning with strength and athleticism, he's winning with technique. But anyway, that's a separate thing. I'm talking about Josh Marsh. I think it just came to mind because Myers ended up surfing his guy here. He lost footing, and yeah. And because of the stunt, this wasn't gonna work anyway, because they stacked the middle and then they flay out, which is obviously great for very quick run concepts, like what they're probably trying to do. Well, it looks like we're maybe trying to run a power. Might have been able to stick his nose in there for a yard or two, but you know what happens, especially considering the center and our backup QB. They probably haven't gotten a lot of snaps in together. I found one. Let's look at this. 5 down. Oh, this is cheating. Mason is kind of like a slot, but he's also kind of the on the line of scrimmage tight end at the same time. And people do use that to manipulate defenses, but in this case, they're not going to be manipulated. Imagine if this D end was actually here instead, it would be very susceptible to certain kind of blocks. Looks like the D end was clearly taught to treat, if the tight end does this, even though he's in a 2-point stance, treat him like the line of scrimmage tight end and then line up outside of him. Yeah. So anyway, looking at Mr. Myers' motion. We're trying to give eye candy too. Snap. Oh, I think it's a draw play because they're all setting like it's a pass play. I mean, you see Mason look like he's going out for a route. Looks like everyone's setting up. Bing. I like that pop by Myers right there. So it looks like he's looking for work. Confirms nobody's coming. Gives him a nice big pop there. And then he moves up to the second level. Now clearly it's a run at this point because the lineman just moved up to the second level and then this route ended up being a block. How does Myers do? So he doesn't just try to truck his way into his guy. He knows that level 2, level 3 defenders, they don't like engaging with linemen anymore. And why would they? Use your hands. They want to use their hands and be able to get away from you real quick. So he's trying to finesse. Run with him a little bit. Okay, yeah. So it was able to secure an extra maybe like 5 yards for Brees, because if he wasn't there, the tackle would have been initiated right here. And the guy Myers is blocking has nothing to do except to try to disengage and drag Brees down from the side or behind or something. Oh yeah, he didn't even he wasn't even trying. I think he saw his teammates torpedo in the defender. He's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get this," and then he saw like his teammates torpedo in, and he's like, "Oh nope, never mind. I'm good. Let me just save my kneecaps." What? Ooh, right guard gave a signal. Quarterback's making a check. Right guard gave the signal again. What in tarnation was this? False start? Penalty on Myers? Fuck, man. Oh my god, for that? For that slight cock? Oh my god, the ref must have been really bored that moment. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. I don't want to see this anymore. It is the ref's prerogative, if they can call it. If they want to call it or not, it is their prerogative. This looks like a rare occurrence. It looks like man block. I don't know if it's something that they called. I don't know if it's something that they audible to or what, but it looks like man. Because if you look at everybody's initial steps, the steps don't imply a half slide side or a full slide. It implies everybody is setting to their man. Maybe let's just say it could be from the inside out, meaning maybe you would call him the Mike or call him 0. So I get 1 as right guard, I get 2 as right tackle, I get 1 as left guard, I get 2, and then Brees would get 3 on his side versus 3 on the other side. And then Cook just has to know that if this guy comes, he's going to be a free runner and he has to get to his outlet. This is worst case scenario if everybody's coming. You know what I mean? But what ends up happening, 3 on the right bails, 3 on the left bails. So it's a 4-man rush. So you're basically just trying to make the quarterback and everyone think twice who is in the box. So it turns out that Myers is unemployed. His guy bails out too. So he finds work and he has to decide which direction he wants to find work. He has a helping hand and he's glancing back and forth. And then he makes his decision. Give this guy a pop. Pretty cool. Josh Myers just does his job here. He just does his job. Everybody does their job. I just find it intriguing because this is the first like full man pass block that I've seen in a while. You don't see that too much. You will always see it, but you won't see as much as like half slides. Is it just me? I'm used to seeing more condensed formations, and I think when we came out in our first few plays, we're playing around with condensed formations, like stacked formations. Since Brady Cook came out, I'm seeing just more 5-man, 6-man on the line of scrimmage, or 5-man with the running back. You see, you look at this shit right here, right? So 76 obviously clubs him, leaves. So he's like, oh, something fishy is going on. They probably set up a screen option on that side or something like that. He ends up throwing this instead, which is like tough because you just turn your head around. The ball is halfway there. It is coming fast and it's hitting you on the back shoulder when you're running a crosser. Those are hard to catch. Those are. But you get paid the big bucks, so you like to tell yourself, if I can't catch it, I want to catch it. But yeah, it's not that easy. But what I like is how the D-line on the Dolphins, he felt weakness, so then he started running towards it. I wish we could do shit like that sometimes. Like if we have a late leaker running out on a naked boot or something, they're like wide open, like 30%, 40% of the time they are wide open against our defense. I don't know, that's a whole nother topic. Okay. Ooh, oh yeah, good pickup by the O-line. And I mean, they're showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential rushers. Okay. Josh Myers didn't get. For Josh Myers to be such a top-ranked pass blocker, that must mean he has really good feet, really good hips. So he doesn't get faked out. And this stunt is going to play on, okay, so when the center engages with this guy, maybe he'll be off balance. Like sometimes when O-linemen look for work, they'll like pound this guy and then not see this guy coming across, and you're going to be off balance to try to recover. But he wasn't off balance. He gives him a pop, gives him help, while still being perfectly in balance to try to recover on this guy. He tries to club and rip down low. 76 is looking for work and ends up giving the help that is so needed. Take some rib meat with you. Okay. Yeah, I just love the way the O-line flowed right there. Like, I would love for this O-line to stay together next year. And I feel like part of the reason is, yes, Josh Myers is a starting center. He does a lot of good things. He does his job for us. But also part of our paying him is to keep this O-line together because they're clearly gelling together. I mean, they probably got to figure out what to do with AVT, probably figure out what they want to do with John Simpson. But for the most part, I think they like the way it's gelling. I think Josh Myers earned this by himself, but I also don't think it was a pure, like, let's get this guy for this guy. What I'm trying to say is I think it's also just for O-line chemistry as a unit. Josh has a D-tackle aligned to his left. The D-tackle makes a move to his right. He's able to have the athleticism to stick with him. And the way he sticks with them, he's ready for anything. He's ready for a bull rush. He's ready for a move to the left, a move to the right. I think Josh Myers is got great, maybe even underrated athleticism as far as the lower body. Well, no, everything, the core. I mean, because for you to be able to engage with people and always be in a balanced position, yet, if you do that, then you might be susceptible to the bull rush. That never happens to him. He's just like probably a really great all-around athlete. And honestly, like, let's say he weighed 220 or 230, he might still be playing football just at a different position. Maybe he's just that athletic. I like him. I know Joe Tippmann gets a lot of credit for being athletic because, I mean, he is a freak athlete for sure. And they're all still freak athletes. It's just, I don't think enough people talk about how athletic Josh Myers is to be this good of a pass blocker and still be helpful in the run. And as far as just this freeze frame, Membo's, like, this is like textbook as far as pad level, body positioning. This is nice. Remember, kicked his ass. But threw an interception. What a sweet treat. Josh Myers. Stays in position. Man, Josh Myers stayed in front of him for a really long time. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. So almost 4 full seconds. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, as a QB, if you need a lot longer than like 4 or 5 seconds, even for a play like this, like a Hail Mary type of thing. Enough said. What the fuck? Cut back lane. Whoa. On Josh Myers' part, there's a, run-of-the-mill run block. Looks like a zone left to me. I just want to... Okay, 89's check blocker. 66 goes next level. I'm just confused why Brees didn't like this. Maybe he felt like 70 didn't have a full handle on his guy. Maybe he just saw a bigger lane about to happen this way. If he's able to get his block, and then he could be basically just one-on-one with this guy. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Okay, so I think Brees is just trying to keep his eyes alive, and this guy's fitting here, so he's probably trying to veer it back this way, but that's deaded because him. So Brees is like, you know what, let me just put my nose down and go right into somebody. Probably going to the guy that's getting blocked, so you get a chance for a little bit of push at least. Okay, I get the logic a little bit better. But my thing is like, you know what, I get it. Because like, you think like, can you just like, just get in there? But seeing this gaping hole, you're probably like, let me see what's happening on that side. And then from then on, like, his decisions made sense in the moment that they were made. Okay. All right, that's all. Carry on. Funny, because Josh, like, he has great athleticism, great feet, great legs, great core. Doesn't get caught off balance very often. And he has good power to not be powered while he's using his athletic feet. Yet, in run plays, that power doesn't translate to push necessarily all the time. And sometimes I see him strain to get push, but when he's straining to get push on a run play, he can get shed. So I feel like that's the only negative is like if you run to his gap or man responsibility, that's just something that you probably want to keep in mind. However, with as much zone run as we run, I feel like that's where a guy like Josh Myers would really, really, really excel. And I think all our O-linemen are good at that. You see, Tippmann gives that same signal again. What does that mean? What does that even mean? I want to know. Great pass block by Myers. Holy. I know this was fairly quick in and out anyway. Pistol formation. Shout out Coach Alt. Yeah, nice. I don't know how epic the Dolphins D-line is though, to be honest with you. But regardless, like, these are professionals. And most D-linemen are probably going to be bigger than Myers. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like he's just... You don't often see Myers get powered through. Got someone head up. Another block. Dude, yeah. Myers had that motherfucker locked down. Holy. Yo, this is the second time you had a Dolphins DB kind of lay down and kind of show out like that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But every coach I've had, if I like drop a pass, I didn't play DB, but if I dropped a pass and I showed out like that, I get yelled at. Get off the fucking ground. Shit like that. Good core strength by Myers here. Yeah, this is not a zone. He's down blocking. Generically speaking, if you have a puller, someone needs to take over the guy that was aligned over that area. And that usually means a down blocker. So you're going to see it. Bada bing. He gets his head across this side. Interesting. Because here's the logic with that. If you get a head across this side, you're stopping him from penetrating the backfield. If you get a head across this side, if you got that type of D lineman who can shed the block and penetrate the backfield, no bueno, but you're sealing him off from flowing over to the play. So, it just depends on how the coach wants to coach it. Depending on what side your helmet is on, it means something different, basically. So you see them fighting for good hand placement, and you see they both got their hands on the right spot. But usually whoever has their arms under is going to have better leverage. Usually, that's kind of what happens. And this is where you could potentially get bull rushed. But here's the thing. Josh doesn't easily get bull rushed. He will get shed though when he's in like a power bound, which is okay. It happens all the time. But I just love that core strength that he's pretty much bending backwards, but he's still not giving ground necessarily. Now, granted, this is going to get him a little bit more off balance than preferable. So you can be shed. D-line's make his move, left hand. Can't quite see the move he made from this angle. I think he just tried to do one of these. We just twist the body so you open the door to go this way, kind of thing. Like, you guys noticed when Brady Cook came in, more 5 men, less condensed pack formations. Oh, never mind. Here he is. I'll just go fuck myself. Oh, look, now the left guard's making the signal. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's got to mean, so it can't mean something about the front, because right guard made that signal when they're in a 3-4 or 5-2. Here they're in a 4 down front. Left guard makes the same signal. Has to mean something with alignment. Maybe they're just letting Brady know, like, hey, for the check play, I'll let you know when the check play is supposed to happen if their alignment is in X instead of Y as far as the front, whatever those things mean for the play call. I will give you the signal and then you can go to your check play. But does he even do that here? Hold on. No, I don't think he checks out anything. Yeah, what does that mean? That's so intriguing. Or maybe they're signaling free runner, blitzer. No, got him. Hell if I know. I'm sure all the people that could figure that shit out, they're working for a football team somewhere. Okay. Good pickup. Good pass block pickup. The pocket was collapsing. Right. Oh no, they held up okay. It was just the stunt, right? Ooh, yeah, that stunt. Yikes. But luckily, timing of it worked out. Fuck. I thought it was a pretty good pickup. Slide side is on the left. Man side is on the right. So what does that mean? The man side is very susceptible to stunts because they're kind of locked in on their guy, right? And it looked like Tittman had eyes up. If there's a stunt on this side, then we can adjust to it. It looks like they're trying to adjust even on the man side when needed. The way things played out, like this guy is stunting out wide, so Tittman wouldn't have been able to get him anyway. And it's already too late. Like, Membo can't get off his guy. Membo's battle kind of bumped up Tittman. But the thing is, like, if Membo gets off his guy, knowing that his guy's helmet is already past Tittman's, so Tittman wouldn't be able to pick him up, then he'd be getting off of this guy and probably not have enough time to get this guy. Meaning, if Membo tried to block 2 people, he'd end up blocking none. You know what I mean? So Membo's probably like, you know what? Because you see his eyes. Membo's probably like, let me at least just make sure I block this one guy and just trust the QB to make the play. Little touch pass. It is a hard, pass to catch because he got his DB kind of draped all over him. But as a receiver, you like to think that you can catch those. I feel like in an ideal world, he still would have caught that, but it is not easy. Are we in power I right now? Ooh, we're cheating a little bit. We brought this guy in. Okay. Check. Plan B. So, fuck, man. How the fuck did we fuck this up? Fuck. 25 outran him. So he tried to pick him up, fullback tried to pick up the same fucking guy. And the guy came free anyway. Well, it's our nation. There you go. Oh, fuck. Josh Myers got had a little bit right here. No. Okay, it's not as it seems. I think our pass block is man. Because initially, you see this. You see his eyes are already off his guy, but when he saw him backing off, he moved his eyes inside. You see he's still got eyes on him because he still could do anything. He stunts inside. Fuck. So yeah, it's not Myers' fault because his man was here. So that's where his attention is. You do see him kind of see it. Maybe Titman would want to get off, but he can't because, I mean, that's a lane for Brees, right? Josh Myers tries to get back off, but it's just all messed up because then this. I think this was just good old-fashioned, you lost rock, paper, scissors. You called a pass pro, and they called a defensive stunt, and it was just, we lost the rock, paper, scissors battle on that. But you know what the cool thing is? We still would get the pass off. Cook takes a little hit. He's okay though. And Josh Myers, he gets pushed back a little bit, but he didn't get like Superman handled or anything, so it still worked out. See, I like how Josh is like, his head's on this side, but he's like swinging his body this way to try to stay in the way of the dude. Okay. Yeah, so he still did his job. He's just trying to put as much of himself between his guy and the ball carrier as possible. Cool. Oh, I remember this moment in time. Anyway, looking at Myers and this guy. So D-tackle gives him hands. Okay, and then I think he tries to do like a bull and pull. But Myers is so athletic, his core strength, his balance, that he doesn't get pulled to the ground or he doesn't get pulled this way. He still stays in position. This is a textbook example of why I like him. He's still able to stay in front of his guy. And he's probably thinking like, because if I was a D-line, I'd be thinking, okay, so Josh Myers, maybe he could be shed when he is reaching for power, so I'm going to bull and pull him. That takes advantage of such a thing. But he wins this rep. I like it. Gets shit by him. Fuck my mother's ass. I can't believe this shit, man. Was it a bad pass? No, it wasn't. Oof. It hurts. Oh, it hurts, guys. It hurts. It's okay. No one feels worse than the guy who dropped the ball. Oh, what a cuckoo alignment. Okay, so we're sliding 4, probably due to the cuckoo alignment. Maybe a half slide turns into a 4-man slide if 3 linemen are on this side. Probably expecting a stunt. Oof. Yeah, looks like it. I just said ooh because Membo's sticking to his guy. Then they do a late stunt here, and Membo's obviously sticking to his guy, but we still pick it up. And Membo's supposed to stick to his guy. I think he's the one guy on an island. Mano y mano. Oh my god. Confusion on this side. Good stunt by the Dolphins there. Because Fushadu has to prioritize the inside guy. So he saw 9, but he has to prioritize the inside guy. The inside guy is always the most dangerous. So he gets set on the inside guy. Shit. Gets spun out by Brady Cook, but just doesn't have enough time. Oh, I thought Josh was about to get swam on. Look at Myers. Boom. I thought he was about to get swam on right there, but he just digs into the ribcage, pushes him into help. Nice. So what are your thoughts on him? I think he's very solid. He is starting level center. I think the signing is a mixture of him earning it and them just wanting to keep the O-line gelling, keep that thing going. Happy for him. Happy for our O-line. Happy for the Jets' future. I hope Joe Tippmann's okay. I know he's not a complainer. But regardless of how he's feeling, I just appreciate Tippmann being willing to do whatever helps the team the most. I've heard a couple people say guard is his better position anyway, but yet I've heard a lot of people, like former players who get into the media thing or start their own podcasts, say that center was his better position by far still. Either way, given our situation and the shuffling that had to happen, the best for the team was him sliding over. And I'm sure he has his preferences, but what's best for the team, taking priority, I think that's very special on Tippmann. But anyway, please have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves. Till next time.